Yeah, I think it's starting now. All right. Hi guys. Welcome to MLSA BootXP. This is day 2. And today we'll be talking about Microsoft Teams. Yeah, we're introducing Microsoft Teams. Since this call is going to all be on Teams, so we want you guys to feel comfortable navigating Teams. Yeah. So yeah, you can just you can fill the poll. I only have one response so far. That's not fair. I have 6 people. Oh, we should have an option that says could be better. Okay. Okay, maybe we will do the poll. Okay, that's nice though. Yeah, that's I think because I just wanted to do it as fast as possible. So I was limited to the options I could add. Anyways, can't vote. Well, sorry about that, but you could just type your probably because okay, don't worry. I think I know why. I would try to check why, but you could just type whatever you want to vote. Maybe great, neutral, or bad. Just put it in chat. All right. So, without further ado, let's begin. So again, on this call, I have some colleagues, I have fellow ambassadors, and our senior ambassador just jumped off the call. So I'd have loved to say shout out to him. But anyways, shout out to him still. Yeah, and also I think yeah, I introduced Toibat and Ilewi yesterday. Was it no day before, the day one, during the kickoff. And today we have okay, I shouldn't do that. All right, hi Toibat. If you want to unmute and say hello to everyone, let's do that. Yeah, so we actually want to foster network, right? We want to foster relationship. We talked about creating connections, right? So Toibat, we're still waiting for you. You could just unmute and just say hello. Or should I skip you and come back? I hope she can hear me though. Can anyone hear me?
I
Okay.
can hear you.
All right. Okay.
Let
Maybe you
me just
should. Yeah, you can go on.
yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Casey. I am a beta Microsoft Learning ambassador. Taiwo, should I introduce the track I'll be teaching?
Well, not yet. Don't worry. Not
Or
yet.
yeah, that's like all you guys need to know.
Yeah.
It's nice to
Yeah.
have everybody here.
That it's nice to meet you too. All right, nice. Ilewi, if you are available, I think I can just go up now. While we still wait for Toribat. Toribat, if you are ready, maybe you should just emoji anything so that we know you're when you're ready. Oops. Ilewi, are you there? All right. Can maybe when you guys can just let me know. Maybe we'll just do it along the way or something. All right. It's nice to see you again. Similarly, it's nice to have you back, Joy. Thank you so much for joining this session. Yeah, thank you. I think I spotted both of you last on the last call. So thank you for joining again. All right, so today we'll be talking about Teams. I'm trying to share my screen so that we'll just take it up from there. Yeah. So I feel like uh maybe we are not supposed to be having this introduction to team section on Teams. Like, I mean, if you are here already, that means you probably have your like you already know one or two things about Teams. But then probably you could just enhance your knowledge of Teams. Yeah, probably you find something you did not know exist before, and probably you just have better experience on Teams and all of that. Um, yeah. So I've heard couple people say Teams is bad. They don't like Teams. Teams lags. Teams is just too difficult to navigate. Um, it consumes data and all of those things. So I guess would be maybe answering some of those questions. Maybe not really answering, but at least maybe sharing my what we feel around those things on this call so that yeah, maybe we just probably can correct those misconceptions because I believe they actually misconceptions because I love Teams. Teams is a great app. Yeah. So maybe okay. Okay, let's start with the very first thing, right? What is Teams? Like, what is Teams? Okay, maybe I should ask the audience, what is Teams to you? You don't have to give me Microsoft's definition of Teams. You don't have to give me maybe a technical definition. Anything you could just come up with. Maybe probably in a simple way. Yeah. So what's Teams? I think I'm throwing that question to specifically Timilehin and Kola. Yeah. So if you guys want to raise up your hand, if you guys want to unmute, that's fine. Or if you want to drop your answer in the chat, that's totally fine too. So I'll wait maybe 5 seconds to for you guys. All right. I'm not hearing anything. Okay, I see your hands up, Timilehin. All right, you can go for it. Yeah, unmute.
Okay, a team is, I don't know, you said they don't want a technical words. Let me just say a group of people working together for something, or let's say a community. I don't know if I can use community, but that's the thing.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's cool. That's what Teams means. But I'm actually talking about Teams as in Microsoft Teams, the app, the software, right? Do you get? Okay. I guess I complicated things. All right. Either ways, yeah, just like she said, team, like group of people working together, a group. Welcome back, sir. Trust. All right, so a group of people working
Yeah,
together.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, a group of people working together, a community, something like that, like-minded people. Yeah, that's fine. So, but I wanted to actually get answer about Teams, like Microsoft Teams, the software and all of that. So, okay, you know what? I'll drop this. I'll drop link to this resource on the chat, so you can go through them like in your own pace because I'll just run through them, not really going through everything. Like I'm just going to run through it, but I'll send the links. So if you really want to check everything step by step, one after the other, you'll be more than welcome to do that. Uh Speaking about that, well, maybe I should talk about this. This screen you are seeing right now is Microsoft Learn. Is well, someone used to call it Microsoft University. Well, it makes sense to call it Microsoft University because on Microsoft Learn you have access to documentations, you have access to learning contents, certifications, and yeah, all of those things. This is one place to come to if you want to learn anything about Microsoft technologies. And yeah, even outside Microsoft technologies, like I mean, you could get learning resources on Python on Microsoft Learn. So it has okay, maybe would do another session on Microsoft Learn, but let me just focus on Teams for now. But that's the overview. That's Microsoft Learn. Um, it's more like I said, someone calls it Microsoft University. I believe it's actually a nice name to call it, but just see it as a place you come to for learning resource. Yeah, you could get certifications, documentation, and all of that on Microsoft Learn. So again, I'll share links to all of these resources. So we are taking this module again. I'm just going to run through it. Explore Microsoft Teams, right? So going to this is what I just did. I just clicked on this link literally. So going to the introduction, um, I'm going to be reading out should I say Microsoft's definition of Microsoft Teams, right? So this line. So Microsoft Teams is a cloud-based communication platform that combines different services for collaboration, such as chat, meeting, calling, and files. Yeah, it's this one-stop place for chats, for meetings like we are having right now, or call, you could say. Yeah, you could do audio call. Yeah. Um, for sharing files also, you could share files on Teams. So it's one stop place for chats, meetings, calls, and files. Yeah, Teams is tightly integrated into Microsoft 365 and combines multiple workload into a unified communication and collaboration system. Yes, Teams is actually part of, or it is one of the, should I say, software now, or app, or services. Yeah, anyone you want to pick. It's one of the products. Should I say products? Yeah. It's one of the packages that comes with M365, Microsoft 365, which includes stuff like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, the likes. So Teams comes with that. So if you have a licensed Microsoft 365 account, that means you actually have access to Teams. Yeah, you actually have access to Teams. Yeah, Teams offers integration capabilities for other tools and third-party products. Yeah, like what I did the other time while I wanted to create a poll, right? So those are other apps running on Teams. Yeah, you could integrate other apps and rightly use them on Teams. That's another thing that makes Teams unique and maybe powerful. Yeah. So you could actually use a lot of other third party. Maybe I should just show them. I'm gonna have to turn off the screen and share again, but I think that's fine. You know what? Maybe I should just share my complete screen so that I can easily. I just hope that's right. Just okay. You should be seeing my team screen on now. Is that what you're seeing? If anybody could just unmute. I think that's what you should see, but I just need to confirm because sometimes network can be funny. Does anyone wants to unmute and tell me yes or no? You should see team screen. That's the question. All right. Anybody? Hope I'm being heard.
Are you talking about your screen? I can't see it though.
Not at all. Like nothing at all.
Okay, you want us to
Just your profile
view
picture. I
your
don't know if it's my net.
Teams. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it from here actually.
Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say it's network. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm. So I want to quickly show one of those apps you could integrate. Yeah, so these are several apps that are connected to Teams, right? This is Microsoft Stream. If you know Stream, this is Viva Learning. This is Power BI. So you could literally access all of this and even beyond, like more. You see this button that says Get More. So you could actually add more applications, like third-party applications. And I even know that you could create an app. Yeah, you could create an app and deploy it on Teams. Yes, you could do that. You could create bots and deploy them on Teams. So you have all of this option. You see, it's a long list. So it has it has very wide integration. Yeah, for third-party apps and yeah, third-party apps, Microsoft apps and third-party apps generally. Yeah, so Teams is amazing. All right. You should now see my browser screen. Maybe I don't really need confirmation for this, but okay, if you want to confirm for me, that's fine too. So, let me go back to the page I was on. Uh, not this. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah, I was reading this. So we've talked about teams, what teams is, or we've defined teams, right? And teams, as we have teams on PC, we have teams on iOS or mobile generally, we have teams on Android. So you could access your teams on phone, you could access your teams on PC. And another interesting thing is that these things connect like easily. It connects easily. So I can easily switch from joining this call on my PC now to like to joining on my phone, and very, very little interruption. You probably won't even notice I switched. So that's very, very possible. So yeah, the integration, the connection, like those things sync, they kind of are connected together. And that's another thing that makes Teams very, very powerful, at least for me. Yeah, like I was talking about Teams being a one-stop place for chats, meeting, calls, and all. So you could just say one-stop place for collaboration generally, right? So when you are chatting, when you are calling, meeting, everything, all can be abstracted, or yeah, can be abstracted to collaboration, right? So be it you working with a co-worker, be working with a partner on a project or whatever. So you can actually do that very, very easily on Teams. So yeah, like I think I don't know if you saw this, but while I was talking trying to add, okay, maybe I should just go back to Teams. So while I was trying to add or to create the poll, you could see that we add more stuff. Yeah, you could schedule message, delivery options, all of those things are possible. So, and there are even other yeah, this is Loop. Loop is another mic is another product of Microsoft. Yeah, so you could, these things are very, very connected, and you have access to formattings. You could format your text. So yeah. Oops, not the screen. Mm-mm. All right, so you could do scheduled stuff. Like you could schedule stuff more like your tasks. You could create agendas for meetings, you could ask questions, certainly, and you could just do anything you could do in a proper physical meeting. You could do on Teams. Maybe not everything. Maybe let me rephrase that. Maybe not everything, but at least you could do a lot on Teams. Yes. Yeah, you could chat. Certainly, you can chat. Schedule meetings. Even yeah, schedule meetings. Not just have meetings. You could schedule meetings for future. Like yeah, for future. Yeah, for future. And even outside that, you also have access to Copilot on Teams. I don't think I have that um, enabled on my Teams, but yeah, you could do that. You could enable Copilot on Teams. With that, you could easily get summary of things, maybe meetings, or you could ask questions based on your chat, like okay, when is Imagine Cup happening? Because because there is, maybe because your chat consists answer to that question, so you could just ask the co-pilot, because ultimately the co-pilot looks through your chat to be able to answer those questions. So it would save you time. Yeah, it would save you time. Instead of having to find things around, you could just ask your co-pilot. Yeah, so that was you. accessing Copilot on Teams. You could do all of these interesting things. Yeah. So you could ask Copilot what questions are unresolved in this meeting. Yeah, example. These are even great examples compared to the one I was trying to give. So you could ask Copilot what opinions did team members have about this campaign. Provided that you guys have chat around these topics, so you could just ask Copilot and it will just check through your chat and give you answers to to your query. Yeah, so Copilot is available in the following meetings and calls. So you could do one-on-one calls, group calls. You could access Copilot on single meeting or scheduled private meetings and all of that. Yeah, you could just read through all of these, but these are all the things you could do with Copilot on Teams. So let's check another interesting thing. Yeah, yeah, all of this talking about integration, but I really do not want to talk about much about integration. Integration is a big thing, yes, because it saves you time having to switch from Teams to something else. You could just use the should I say integrated app now right on Teams. So you don't have to use Teams and go to maybe SharePoint or your Word or your PowerPoint or whatever. You could just use all of those things right on Teams. So all of these are just talking about integrations. Okay, this is talking about architecture, which I don't think is interesting for this. But you could again check out all of this content um to really get what it's like. Okay, maybe we should talk about architecture a bit. So everything lies on your, should I say, user now, your subscription, right? So from you, the user, you have access to chat, you have access to Teams. Yeah, maybe we should talk about this. So on Teams, you actually have Teams. It's funny and probably maybe not the best name, but that's it's not a bad name anyways. So you have chat. Chat is like your DM on WhatsApp, your personal conversations with people. Though you could have chat with multiple people, that's fine. But Teams, I feel like Teams is more like is a bigger thing now. You could see it as maybe compared to WhatsApp channels, maybe not the best comparison, but at least I just want to compare to something you can relate with. Or if you use Discord, yeah, if you use Discord, so you could compare the Teams, not Microsoft Teams now, the Teams within Microsoft Teams, you could compare it to a Discord server. So within your Teams or within the Discord server, you have several channels. Yeah, you have several channels which could be based on topics. Maybe you want to talk about, okay, you want to have a channel for let's say the front end guys. You want to have a channel for the back end guys. You want to have, okay, let me focus on this um bootcamp, for example. Let's say you want to have a channel for the data analysis guys. You want to have a channel for the ML guys. You want to have a channel for which other track do we have now? Open source. You want to have channel for web development guys. So it is a way to, it's more like I said, more, you can see it as community. So you can have multiple channel within your teams, right? So you could also do meetings like we are doing right now. Meetings are calls like video, regular video or screen, yeah, video or screen share, something like just like we're having right now. So that's what is referred to as meetings, and your calls are just audio. So you could easily switch from again audio to from calls to meetings. I think you might not even break anything. Yeah, I think I've done that once without interruption. So that's also cool to spotlight. Then again, you have access to files, and you have access to files. You could share files and all of that. So funny how that all of these things are connected. Like your files are somehow in your OneDrive. So you could also access any document, any file basically that was shared to you on Teams on one cloud, and your Skype, I think I will not say stop working, but I would say depreciated. I think you can still install Skype, but I doubt people still use it these days. Yeah. So I think that's enough for the let me not bore you with technical stuff. I feel like architecture is not interesting. All right, so let me move from here and probably talk about more interesting stuff on Teams. So okay, I think this one Teams okay. All right, at this point, if you have any question, you can put them in the chat, probably so that you do not forget. But I do not want to take questions now. I should wrap up soon. So we'll take questions at the end. Maybe someone can help me moderate that. So I will just run through this again. It's not long. Yeah, it's not long. We should wrap up soon. Yeah, so we've defined teams, so I'll just skip all of this. Uh I will not really talk about plans and subscription, but if you have an active or licensed M365 account, you should be able to use the premium teams. Yeah. So I think what I find interesting here is the features, right? So you might want to compare teams with other platforms, right? So let's do this together. So Teams, like I said, Teams do have an app. So if you are on mobile, maybe for some reason you cannot access your computer, you could just go for the app and do probably exactly the same thing you would do on the PC. Yeah, like you could share your screen, you could do like let me say almost everything because I'm not sure now again, but probably everything. You could do audio conferencing. That's the calls I talked about earlier. So you can access channels, be it the standard or private or shared channel. You could certainly access chat. You can certainly access live events. Oh, sorry. Live events is for small. Well, let me just abstract from this because these are subscription types, and I do not know the kind of subscription you have. Or better still, I'll just go with the enterprise. Maybe because that's the one I'm familiar with. So with enterprise, you have access to live events, certainly. You have access to meetings, you have access to screen sharing, PowerPoint, yeah, screen sharing, PowerPoint, audio, and video desktop. You have access to Teams. That's the Teams within Teams now. Remember the one I compared to WhatsApp channel or Discord server. So you have access to that. You have access to voice. I kind of feel like voice is, well, let me not say that because I'm not sure. So you have access to webinar, you have access to um Town Hall, and you have access to loop integration. That was the loop I kind of mentioned earlier. So yeah, I think we are done basically. So those are the features you have. Yeah, you have access to recording. I think we mentioned that. Yeah, you have access to screen sharing and recording. So you can always record your meetings just like we have been doing. So you get to record your meetings. You can access the recording later. You could download it and have it wherever you want to have it, maybe on your local computer or on another hosting site like YouTube, for example. So you could do that. Yeah, so again, these are all planned stuff now, which I would run away from. But I feel like I've covered what I want to cover today about Teams. So I think we could take questions now. Okay, since I'm on this page, let me just show this. This is Teams homepage. So if you want to get Teams installed on your PC, you can come here, though you could install it from your store. You could install it from the store. So again, these are the features. Copilots, Microsoft Places are now available in Teams. You have Teams on phone, You have meetings. Those are the calls. Make meeting more impactful with features like live PowerPoint, Microsoft Whiteboard. Yeah, that's another integration I did not mention. A whiteboard is more like you having a whiteboard that you want to, maybe you want to do what do they call this now? Annotations, yeah. So you could do that. You could have AI generate meeting notes. I think we have that on this call. Yes, we do. So you could do calls. I'm just repeating now, but it's fine. Maybe to to just to emphasize. So you have access to Teams, to calls, sorry. You can make and receive calls directly on Teams, features like group calling, voicemail, call transfer, and likes. And again, certainly you can collaborate, work with multiple people. Yeah, this is a nice demo. So this is a loop component and highlighting different people contribution. So this intelligence design was added by this person, MG, this was added by this person, and all of that. So you have this nice way of showing who did what and open source like stuff. Yeah, this is like a preview of what the charts look like. Yeah, let me spoil on the amazing emoji Teams as. Yeah, so you find nice emojis. All right, if there are any questions now, I think I'm ready to take them. And if there is none, I think we just call it a day. Yeah, so I'm waiting for questions basically. Okay, let me check the chat if we do have questions. Okay, we do not have questions. But if you'd like to just ask your questions, you could just unmute or maybe just raise up your hand first. Let's see. Does anyone ask questions so that we can order things? All right. Since I do not see any hands raised, maybe I should open the floor for my colleagues if there's any interesting thing they just want to share about Teams. Now would be the time. If you want to do that too, you could just unmute. Yeah, unmute and take it over. All right. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. So trust you don't want to. Oh, it's not on the call. Oh, sorry. Okay, I do not see any hands raised from ambassadors. I do not see any hands raised from participants. So I'm assuming there's no questions. I'm assuming there is no contribution on about regarding Teams. So I guess we can call it a night then. All right. So this is me wrapping up. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining today's session. Oh, okay. I was going to ask, how was the session? Did you find it helpful? But maybe we'll just leave that for the. Oh, I see emojis. Thank you. All right. Since I was talking about feedback, I dropped the GitHub repo in the WhatsApp chat. So the GitHub repo would be a place for for everything about this bootcamp experience, right? So if you have questions, you could put them on the just read through the okay. If you are not very if I okay, let me put it this way. If you are not conversant with GitHub, you could just okay, maybe I'll create a poll on the WhatsApp chat. So let's see how like our knowledge on GitHub so that I would know what to do. But certainly you could put your questions in the WhatsApp chat and you could also put your questions, you could raise an issue on GitHub and put your questions. And if you want to submit any feedback or suggestions, you can you can you can use the discussion channel. You can use the discussion on Teams. Sorry, not on Teams, on GitHub. Yes, on GitHub. Yeah, we are making we prefer everything to be on GitHub because we never can tell. In the future, some people might find these calls and want to go through them so they can they can just go through the experience and see what you guys are saying, and open source, right? So we are trying to make everything publicly available, because if someone sees this in the future and probably the WhatsApp group no longer exists and stuff like that, we might not be able to the person might not be able to get to us. So we see GitHub solving that issue, and that is why we prefer GitHub instead. But if you are not conversant with GitHub, probably would find a way to fix that. But GitHub is not that complicated to navigate. And if you are considering doing any open source stuff, GitHub will be your space. So the earlier the better. All right, that's enough from me. Good night. Thank you guys for joining. Do have a wonderful night rest. Yeah, so I'll be stopping the call in few seconds. See you in the future.